we take content and turn it into advertising. We do it faster, cheaper, and better than anyone else. In fact, we reduce the cost of ad production to zero, which opens up the floodgates of media spend. For example, our AI crawler fetches content from Amazon.com. There are 1.9 million sellers on Amazon, and we fetch the content of the products they're selling, the artwork, the headlines, all that information, the ratings, the stars, and the price points, and even the A+ content. And our AI engine automatically turns those into high-quality, rendered carousel ads, ready to run in 2 clicks. This allows these 1.9 million sellers to run ads for as little as $10 and as much as $10,000. For Nissan and Harley and other dealership-based businesses, we get their inventory and we turn it into hyper-targeted ads and free posts. Every single vehicle becomes an ad. We also have really smart AI technology that turns multiple inventory items into grouped carousel ads too. We also take the OEM incentives and bind it into the artwork for the new vehicles. Again, this is completely automated, reducing the cost of ad production to zero. And we help retailers win back the digital trade funds that they've seen move across to Amazon. Retailers have a competitive advantage as they actually have physical stores in locations. And by helping their partner brands run ads through each one of these local stores in the digital world, these ads are customized to the location. These vendor brands experience a 60% or more drop in the media costs just through these localized ads around each retail store. Yes, that's 3 times the media for the same dollars, and a portion of that comes to the retail chains. Huge competitive advantage that they now have. In 3.5 hours, we can take an entire retail chain and build from it a local social retail media network. This is a retail media network that they own on digital platforms and social media sites, generating a very nice new revenue stream for them from their vendor brands while driving further store traffic. And while franchisors have traditionally expected to pay hundreds of thousands for a DIY ad builder, there's multiple different systems out there that are DIY ad builders. What everyone misses is that franchisees do not want to build ads. So our system, which costs them nothing, sends their franchisees a set of pre-built ads, but not just that. The ads are targeted as hyper-targeted campaigns, and in 2 clicks, they can buy them as ads, post them for free, and they automatically send to the media channels with the media bought, and the success results are sent every single week. It's changing the game for franchisors. So what makes our stuff so different to everyone else? Well, LiveRetail actually, there's 5 steps to succeed in a full end-to-end marketing process. Sadly, all of the competitors, even Canva, only focus on 1, maybe 2 of these steps. The steps are actually quite simple. We need to gather content. It can be the brand guidelines, the entities that we're advertising for, and the products they're promoting. The second step is we need to take this content and turn it into high quality ads and posts that are on brand and legally compliant. Our creative matrix does this all automatically, creating thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of ready-to-run ads and posts. The third piece is we need to take this rendered creative, these ads and posts, and communicate, send them in other words, to the stakeholders. These could be franchisees, local financial advisors, it could be retail stores, it could be vendor brands. At the end of the day, it needs to get to them. That's done through rendered email that automatically goes to the stakeholders. And that provides them with a full checkout process. They can choose what to do with these ads. They can post them for free, buy these ads at $10, these campaigns that are hyper-targeted, or as much as 10,000, 100,000, etc. The fourth part is that we need to traffic these ads based on where these ads are being bought. Once again, the interface allows them just to switch on checkboxes. This is our own mini version of Trade Desk, and the ads are automatically trafficked to Facebook, Google, Instagram, X, and more. And finally, because there are so many different diverse systems, Meta, Google, we need to go aggregate the performance results to show the entity what is working. But we go out and we fetch the aggregate results, present them into a single report that is completely interactive, and that is emailed to the local entities that ran the ad every single week. Our typical results are around 200 to 300% higher than industry averages. Obviously, we've got the competitive advantage of AI helping us figure out the targeting, figure out the creative elements. The entire 5-step process has a lot of moving parts, but we've made it super simple, and no one else does it, not even 2 of those components. Thank you very much for spending the time watching. Okay, so what we've done is we've got the inventory coming in, and the inventory itself is matched to the local incentives for that dealership. So we know if the Kia EV6 is in stock, we automatically put the incentive that is for that market, for that EV, and it actually puts it here at 0.9%. There's a second incentive, which is a 359. Let's just zoom this in. So we pre-create all the ads. We put the dealership's image here, we put shadows underneath it, and here's the ad.
The 2023 Kia EV6 is named 2023 North American Utility.
And then we've got all the headlines, and obviously it's a lot easier to read on the cell phone. This is just my computer screen. It's got the headlines of the vehicle. It has the map of where the dealership is and the dealer information. So that can run automatically. So as the incentives change and as the inventory changes, everything changes. And it's super, super easy. And then we do the same for pre-owned. So you can see, this is obviously just another new one. Very, very simple, different vehicles, different headlines. So suddenly we've got a consistent message from corporate tied to all their incentives, and we take the cost of ad production out of everything. So the dealers don't even have to build it. They can change it. So for example, if they come in here and they want the ability to change it, they can change this within some rules. So we make it that they can, they know that they've got some control. So now we'll actually, for example, let's put this vehicle on. I don't know what looks good here. In fact, this looks quite good. Let's try this as an example, and within 22 seconds. So while that's building, I won't waste your time. We'll come back and look at it. It takes 22 seconds. We're also grouping for them. Obviously, it doesn't affect corporate as much, but it's all their lot full of inventory. It's grouped by crossovers and SUVs, by premium, by under 20. And as the ads run, as things move off the inventory, the ads change. So you've got all of the inventory, close out of the dealership, the map, etc. We have the after sales as well. They can control the pricing around battery changes and oil and all that other stuff. Same thing again, super easy. And I'll go back here. This thing should be finished by now. And there you can see it's on a different background. And let's just change it back so it doesn't. Basically, let's change it back to the one they had it on. Cool. And refresh. While that's building, same goes for TV. What we're doing with the TV is we're actually taking the corporate commercial and localizing it. And it can be it can be video that's shot. And we're localizing it to buy the media in the local market through OTT and CTV, or even through DMA-based broadcast. But OTT CTV allows us to do much better targeting. So what we're doing is we're overlaying the dealership's logo, and then we're doing the incentive-based closed out coming from the OEM incentives. So here we'll see this little ad.
We designed it to be beautiful, then engineered it to go by in a blur. Guess that's what you call irony. Kia, movement that inspires.
Stop into Mark Kia for these great offers. Finance for 3.9% APR for 48 months. Or lease for $219 a month for 24 months.
And so the closeout also has the dealership. So what's interesting is we actually have the regional incentive. We used the voice that created the main voiceover. We did a voice ID to then overlay it. And if we had the background music score, we would have added that automatically as well. But in a nutshell, super simple. And that is it. There's a lot more, by the way.
There are over 5 million local and digital businesses that operate under a licensed brand or sell branded items. This includes everything from your local Home Depot, McDonald's, and ShopRite, to the small liquor store selling Absolute Vodka, to the corner store stocking Pepsi and Frito-Lay. These folks spend $156 billion on traditional advertising. So why haven't they transitioned to social media and other digital forms of advertising? It's simple. These local and digital entities must use brand-compliant ads. And the process of making branded creative is expensive, time-consuming, and painful. So they miss out on the power of hyper-targeted digital advertising. Enter LiveRetail. We flipped the paradigm completely by pre-creating millions upon millions of ready-to-run social media, digital, and TV ads for these local entities, and allowing them to run these ads for as little as $10 or as much as $100,000. Studio costs to create brand-compliant ads typically run between $400 and $1,200 per ad, while LiveRetail's cost is less than 1 cent. Yes, less than 1 cent for a high-quality carousel video or TV ad that is hyper-targeted to its ideal audience. LiveRetail can onboard a new national brand in minutes by analyzing the website with its AI crawler, which grabs all the brand standards and promoted items or services, as well as the locations and details of all branded entities. LiveRetail uses this information to build custom ads for each of the brand's locations that are super easy to run. All it takes is 2 clicks. Just select the ad, enter your budget, and click OK. That's hundreds of thousands of professional, ready-to-run ads at no cost. So brands only pay a minuscule portion of their media spend on these high-quality, fully customized, pre-built ads. Branded advertising has never been simpler. A live retail walkthrough. As a Five Guys franchisor in Myrtle Beach, all I have to do to advertise my franchise with LiveRetail is go to liveretail.com and select my brand and location. Now I'm immediately presented with a set of professional quality, ready-to-run ads that are brand approved and legally compliant. Best of all, these posts are free for me to run, and I also have the option to run further advertising for whatever budget I set, starting as low as $10 per month. I get to choose what I want to spend, or opt for the free posts at no cost. All I have to do is select the posts I want, and just like that, they're running on Facebook. Once a week, I receive an email that summarizes the performance of my ads, making it even clearer that social and digital media are the most effective advertising channels, and live retail is the most effective way to use them.
So the same way that I can change the bikes out on the ad here, for example, I can do exactly the same in OTT ads. So, here I can change the bikes out and it gives me the choice of the bikes and I can swap them out. Same goes for OTT. So if I take this ad, for example, what you can see here is I've got those two bikes being advertised and the details on the bike. So now when I look at the OTT, it's built for me, the video, and this can be run for Facebook or anything else. But let's just play the ad. Now watch how the bikes actually are overlaid with price points and everything. And so the video closes out with all the local details. And if I want to actually come in and swap this bike, for example, let's change this. And I'm going to basically, let's choose the Nightster. It's that simple. And there's the second bike. Let's do something different again. And I'll change this guy. And it takes a few minutes to build. But remember, so if I refresh this, it's going to take a few seconds. And the creator's going to change. The closeout's going to change. The overlay is going to change. Doing something like this in a studio is going to take at least 7 or 8 days, if not longer, because they've got to anti-alias the bikes, the copy, the font, and re-overlay it. This here takes, basically, it's a matter of minutes. And when I say minutes, it's 2-3 minutes to do this, but it renders a high-resolution 1080p that's going to run on basically a decent OTT. And we can do 4K as well, it just takes a lot longer. Give it a few seconds and it should be working. Cool, finished. Okay, so same thing. So these are the two bikes. And so if I zoom in to see the video, it's full OTT 1080p. And it can be any shape. As I said, we can render video not just for OTT, but for any medium as well. And once again, the two new bikes with the new price points, with the new overlays, the logo overlaid or the local dealership, completely brand compliant. And it's important that we mention the local name, in this case, Florence. It's what drives the response rates much higher through the roof, and we can obviously target right down to the address with OTT. So here, I'm going to take a single influencer video and turn it into regional broadcast video. Think of that as tier 2. I'm going to turn it into OTT, CTV, TV ads that are customized for the dealerships, the Ram dealerships in that market. And I'm going to turn it into social media ads that are both video and carousel for those same dealerships in the markets. This is something that no one else can do. So I'm just going to hit the quick start, show you how easy it is to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose my brand. As I said, I'm going to do it with Ram. So I just do a search for Ram, and I can scroll to it. There's Ram. And let's, for example, do the Atlanta. It helps if I can spell Atlanta. I'll get it right. So we'll choose the Atlanta DMA. It's DMA 524. And by the way, the wizard takes you through everything. Yeah, it shows you exactly how to do it. But this is super simple. It's really 1, 2, 3 steps. So I'm not going to use the wizard again. So I'll choose you can see step number 2, and it tells you how to start. So I'm going to start with the Atlanta DMA, and we currently have a 2.7 million household reach, and let's hit start. Now this is going to take a few seconds. It's doing a lot of stuff. It's basically setting things up. Cool. It's defaulted a video for me, but I'm going to actually choose which video I want. And I've got we'll actually do this Ram video here. So this is the new 2025. Yeah, I know it's 2024, but Ram is launching their 2025, and the influencer video already has it. So this is a great one to choose. And let's continue. So it's going to build. It's all I have to do is it's going to email me when it's done, and let's just start it going. So if you think about what it's doing, is it's taking that video that we've uploaded and it's breaking. It's a 60 frames per second video. It's breaking every single one of those frames up. It's going to do all the overlays for the regional. It's going to close out the end slate for all the dealerships in that region. It's then going to take that same video and it's going to break it up again, and it's going to overlay each specific dealer's information. It's going to trim the video to a 15-second and a 30-second so we can have multiple choices to choose from. It's going to do all of this heavy lifting that typically would take somewhere between 3 and 8 weeks if I had an agency do it or I had some type of a studio do it, and there would be backwards and forwards between it all. This whole process here is going to take about an hour and a half. It's a lot of work. So an hour and a half seems like a long time, but it's still a lot less than, the traditional time that would take, as I mentioned, weeks. So I'm going to basically come back into this when it's finished, and we'll take a look at the ads it's built. Thank you very much. And here we have it. So it's gone and built the 2 main ads with the dealer slate for the broadcast region. So if we look at, for example, here.
This is the refreshed 2025 Ram 1500, and they ruined it. Never mind.
And so it slices it perfectly, closes with the lead out. It's 15-second ad. Obviously, we've got the 30-second ad, same thing as well. So it's taken that one video and it's turned it into the regional broadcast ad. And then, of course, we have the OTT ads, which are for the 2 dealerships that are in this area in Atlanta, which is Landmark Dodge, Jeep Chrysler, and exactly the same now. So I'll just do the 15-second. It's easier to actually show, but exactly the same thing. So this video is now completely customized to Ram in the location.
This is the refreshed 2025 Ram 1500, and they ruined it. Never mind.
And it closes out with this storefront image. And obviously this creative can be set to whatever we need it to be. And then, of course, it's also building all the social media ads. So we've got the social media video and the social media carousel. It's important to note that the carousel, because for carousel ads, we actually want square ads. So here we've actually generated and repurposed the entire video to be square by putting the dealer slug on the bottom, changing the 16:9 to be a 1:1. And so here you've got the entire video.
This is the refreshed 2025 Ram 1500, and they ruined it. Never mind. No, they didn't. We have traveled to Texas, the home of trucks, to check out this. This is the 2025 Ram 1500. Man, I cannot believe it's 2025. This thing has gotten a pretty extensive refresh.
Cool. So the entire social media can be posted, bought, etc. And then, of course, here we've got you've got the full video version as well. Same concept. So the key here is taking one influencer video and converting it into every component. And obviously we can also take 3 different influencer videos and the headlines and everything else. But super, super simple. And that's what the Nexstar Ad Genius does for us. It takes content and repurposes it across tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, something that no one else can do. And as Nexstar, we have all the reach we need across the US through our broadcast, our OTT, CTV, and of course all our relationships with all these social and digital display. Thank you.